Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Rangers. Today is Friday, January 16th. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. This is episode 80 of the Talking Rangers podcast. Make sure to please like and subscribe here on YouTube. 8 years almost to the day. February 8th, 2018 was the first New York Rangers letter, and now January 16th, 2026 is the second New York Rangers letter. The letter 2.0, Chris Drury earlier today released it to the fan base, released it to the NHL world, and we're going to break it down. What's next for the New York Rangers to fall out from this news earlier today? We've joked about it a little bit on this podcast, and there's been tons of Rangers fans that have joked about it throughout the course of this season about when the next letter would be coming, especially over these last couple of weeks here where the Rangers have completely fallen apart, lost 8 of their last 9, 5 in a row. They haven't won a game indoors. Think about this. December 23rd in that 7-3 win over the Capitals. So we're almost going on, if we continue this stretch of bad play over the next week, we're going on a month without a win indoors.
It could be more than it could be more because imagine it gets to well, how many more weeks till the Olympics? Like 2?
Well,
3?
yeah, a couple weeks. It's at the end of January. What, the 31st? I think when they play Pittsburgh is their last game, or maybe it's February. They play one game, I think, early February, and that's it.
Dude, they could realistically not win a game.
Yeah.
Again, up until
they haven't won a game. Point being is that this is just sad in itself. They haven't won a game. 6 games in 2026. They have not won a game indoors. Their last home win, you'd have to go back to Saturday, December 20th, when they had that comeback against the Flyers in the shootout. That was their last home win. So maybe tomorrow against the Flyers again, they get an indoor win. But that's where we're at with the New York Rangers and all of the, the joking, things like that with the letter. It actually came true, another letter. And you look back at now where this team was from the time they sent out that letter. Glenn Sather, Jeff Gorton at the time in 2018, sending out that letter to fans to where we are now. 2 Eastern Conference Finals trip, first round loss to the Devils, 3 different coaches now, 2 over the last 4 years with Gallant and Laviolette. Now we're on to Sullivan, and now we're supposed to just believe that Chris Drury has this genius plan. So, Joe, how's it going? I'm just disappointed. And to be honest, I know there's some fans out there. I'll let you speak and I'll talk. We'll talk more about it. But what are your thoughts?
I think it had to happen. I mean, you couldn't just tread water for the whole season and try to make the playoffs where the thing is, it was pretty evident that this wasn't going to work after they had the rough stretch at the beginning of last year, and they just didn't recover from that. And especially the Gaudreau move and the Trouba move, where you thought maybe, it could be quick, but they kind of elongated the Trouba one, and it kind of fractured the locker room. Once the locker room was fractured, the guys were injured, and it kind of started snowballing. And then you figure, okay, the memo goes out last year. You think they're going to rebuild, and they started blowing it up, right? So think of it like as a house. When you blow up a house or take down a house, you don't, if you're going to blow something up, you got to blow up the whole thing. You don't leave half the thing broken down. So they waited too long for this. They tried to quick retool for this year. Clearly didn't work. I mean, it was never going to work. It was very obvious right away. It was the right move. I mean, now that you get to look at the next steps of what they're going to do, and a lot of I hate that I'm saying this, but a lot of respect to Drury if he does fall through on the full rebuild. I know he said retool, and maybe he's just trying to say that to kind of, fan service, where it's like, hey, we're not going to say we're going to suck, but like, I'm just going to say this. But if he can commit to really rebuilding and retooling this team and getting rid of all the old guys, all the old contracts, and trying to start them from scratch with a couple key players that we think they'll keep, but it's a move that had to happen. I think that, like just 8 out of 9 games, getting blown out most games at home, pathetic performances offensively. I mean, what pissed me off is the whole year, all of last year, all of this year. We're eventually going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We got to play better. It's a broken record, and it's pretty obvious that I would say this. Yeah, you can blame Drury for a lot, but at the end of the day, the problem is the players. I mean, Drury is the guy that brings them in, and the
Yeah.
players just have not done anything well. I mean, maybe a handful of guys have been solid, like Gavrikov, but they need to just completely implode this team. Like,
Yes.
fix the culture, fix the roster, get younger. They went for it. They went for those 3 seasons where they were one of the best teams every year, and they didn't get there. And it was pretty obvious that that team couldn't get over the hump. But they kept everything around in 2025, and like I said, it just didn't work out. And I think now, for the better of it, I think this had to happen. And it sucks to watch these shitty games. You 8 out of 9 games you lose, but like it's a good thing that happened because I think if they were just floating around 500, they would have just continued this, and they're just delaying the inevitable.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it's the right move. It sucks, you're going to see some players that you like to get traded or whatever, but I think in the long term, this should be good. And listen, remember where you were right now, because we all know we were in 18 when this happened. They need
Yep.
to execute this to build this team for years to come. They can't
Yep.
build up capital and then go for it right away. What they need to do is, yeah, you have your veterans here that are going to be good. You can build around. For the most part, you got to focus on building a core that is young and giving them every single chance to succeed. Once those guys start progressing, then you go to the next step where you start adding guys. They rushed a little too far out of it, almost got to their goal, but never even made it to the cup. But
Yeah.
like I said, this had to happen. I'm not saying I'm excited, but like it's nice to know that it feels like they might be going in the direction they need to go to eventually win in the years down the line.
Yeah, there's a little bit more of a clear vision now. It's not just going to be continue to
Yeah,
wait and wait
see
and
what
wait and
happens.
see, kind of see what happens. Hope that this team could turn it around. We all know this team isn't it. Even if they did turn it around, even if this 5-game losing streak, 8 of 9 stretch didn't happen, everybody with 2 eyes that have watched this team all season knows that at best they're a first round exit. Now they're not even forget playoffs, right? They're going to be, we talked about off air, it's going to be pretty bad how bad this team is going to get. Think about where they are now, especially without Fox and Igor. They're one of the worst teams in the NHL right now, and that's still with Panarin. That's still with Trocheck and Laugh. And say what you want about Laugh and players like that, but those players are still guys that are going to be better, most likely, than the replacement players, the more AHL players that the Rangers are probably going to have the rest of the way here. Point being is this is really going to bottom out. It's going to get real ugly right after the trade deadline where you think this hockey's bad. It's going to get probably like
Oh my
comically
god,
bad.
we were talking
It's
before off
it's going
air.
to be
Like,
interesting to see how bad it can actually get the rest of
how
this
will
year.
this team ever score without Artemi
Yeah.
Panarin?
Yeah. Um, and I doubt Mika moves his no move clause. And I know that there's already been reports about that, but in a world where they trade Mika too, without Mika, without Panarin, where are you getting your scoring from? You talk
Dude,
about
like that's gonna be a problem because
Mhm.
dude, he has to waive the move. Like he's not gonna get better. He's playing as
Yeah,
best as I think
but
he can right now.
Mhm.
They got
Yeah,
Jury has to pull him into a room. Like, listen, I understand we gave you this contract. We are not gonna be good. We're not gonna be a good team. We're gonna
Mhm.
play young guys. Listen, our young guys have priority, so they're gonna play power play. They're gonna play penalty kill. They're gonna be the top 6 minutes. If you are okay without playing top 6 minutes, penalty kill, and power play, fine. You don't have to waive, but like he has to be firm with this because Zibanejad is not a building block.
No.
It's
But that's
frustrating.
here's
It's
my
frustrating.
Yeah, but this is my problem with the whole situation. I'm happy. Nobody's happy about the letter. Like the letter, the whole message to the fans. That part I don't really necessarily. It's more so the direction they're going.
Yeah, I agree.
Nobody looked at that letter today and was thrilled. We're happy about what you're happy about is okay. They're recognizing that they're a bad hockey team. They're not going anywhere, and they need to reset. Now, like you said, the whole retool, that's kind of a message to the fans. If you say rebuild now, people are gonna, all the tickets and the season tickets and things like that. The retool kind of makes it seem like, oh, we'll be
Seems
good in another
great.
year or two.
Yeah.
To me, what they just went through was a retool where they moved on from Truba, moved on from Kreider, adjusted the core on the fly. That was a little bit of a retool. You bring in Sullivan, that's a retool, kind of a 1 year slight reshaping of the roster. What they're about to embark on, that is not a retool. They need a full, what they went through in 2018, which was a full rebuild, couple of years where you're not going to be in the playoff conversation. I know they had that stupid qualifying round, but that doesn't count in the bubble, right? But they went really outside of that qualifying round, which doesn't count. They really went about 4 years without making the playoffs from that 2018 letter. So you kind of expect the same situation here. A retool is this 1 or 2 year thing where they're going to be good, not next year, but the year after. That's not the case. You're looking at probably 4 years from now.
The problem is though, this could if it is just him just trying to save face to the fans, if he's actually really considering a retool,
well, that's what he needs to do. You need to completely strip this down.
If he doesn't do that,
it needs to be a rebuild,
that
not
will
a
set
retool.
back the organization 10 years.
Yeah, and I also think part of it too is the whole trying to tell Dolan like, oh, this will be quick, and that's my other issue. You have Dolan come out 2 weeks ago, and talk about how they're building the culture. It takes time.
Haven't won a game since.
Yeah, it's a joke, and that's my problem with this whole thing.
He was bragging.
I'm not upset about the.
He was also bragging about beating the Panthers when they were missing like three of their best players because Jones got hurt in the first period. They didn't have Kachuk. They didn't have what's his face, Barkov, and he's bragging about that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is my issue right now with the future. Okay, great. They're rebuilding. Great. They're whatever they think they're doing. It's a rebuild, and they need to completely tear this down. My problem is I just have no faith that Drury's is the right guy in charge to do it. Because let's all be honest, the reason we're here right now is because of Drury. He has single-handedly taken this team and driven it right into the ground. Where this team was 2 years ago, he had an opportunity to strike while iron's hot, right? That's the saying. During the 2024 trade deadline, he had an opportunity to go out and get Gensel. Instead, what he did was he stood pat, had an awful deadline, and ever since that point, it's been all downhill because they fell short at the conference finals. He goes through the offseason. You have the whole Trouba shenanigans in the offseason where he asked for his...
He made a huge trade getting a really solid forward, though. Riley Smith, what a move.
Yeah, great. Riley Smith, Jack Roslovic at the deadline, Wenberg, all that stuff. Either way, the whole Trouba thing. Then he sends out this secret trade memo, which breaks up the locker room. You have all the Kreider nonsense. He destroyed the culture. And then he tried to retool this offseason, right? The Rangers had this brilliant no BS attitude during training camp. They had the no BS shirts on, which is a complete joke because then you got this captain who, as every game goes by, he's got less and less words to say. He didn't know how to answer the one question after the Ottawa game. Or maybe it was Seattle game. But
it was Seattle, I think.
It was Seattle because that was the game they went up 2-0.
I got nothing to say.
Yeah, it's nothing to say. Sorry. Like, what are we doing here? You're the captain of the New York Rangers, and you got nothing to say at the post. Like, what are we doing? He's lost too.
You know what'd be so funny though,
and that's the problem is he has taken this team and a team that was in the conference finals, and he has single-handedly. It's been a slow death. It has been like slowly drawn out where they start fast last year, and then they had the trade memo go out. They had the awful December. And then they traded for JT Miller. Oh, this is going to save us. They still suck. They missed the playoffs. And then they made more moves in the offseason, tried to retool, tried to build this thing around JT Miller and Trocheck and hope that, Mika could have a better year and play a different brand of hockey under Mike Sullivan and all this stuff. And they still suck. So we expect him now to get this team. He's taken this roster and has put together a overpaid aging players. And there's not a lot of good young talent on this team, and it's a ton of AHL players. Yeah. That's what he's done to this roster. And now we expect him to get us out of this when he's the one that got us into this. Yeah. And if he truly feels this is a retool, that's the problem. He's gonna skip steps and kind of rush it, which they sort of did here in this whole 2018 rebuild. Is they skipped some steps and they rushed it a bit and didn't ultimately get to their goal. I just have no faith with Chris Drury in charge. Great, they're rebuilding. No. I have no faith with this terrible general manager in charge. And like, what's next for Sullivan? Honestly, because if Sullivan, and I don't want to cut you off still, but if Sullivan, they're going to miss the playoffs this year, miss the playoffs next year. Are you still bringing Sullivan back at that point? Like, does Sullivan, like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Is he really the coach to be here for a rebuild? That's a whole nother thing in this equation now too.
He's kind of like a lame duck, dude. Like
that's exactly. I was just about to say that
he's a good coach, but
By the way, I just realized that your name is Jow.
Oh, whatever. I guess I'm
You know,
Gio now. I'll
it's all right.
change it. But
You added a W. We're not going to see many more W's this
no,
year.
that's
So,
that's the last W we'll see.
yeah, that's the last dub we'll see. So,
But
that's all right.
what you were saying though, you know what's funny is that I just realized this right now. JT Miller has been here for both the letters, and he will be traded
Yeah.
probably both.
And he got traded at the first letter, and he might get traded
That
now.
would be so funny. But no, I agree. That's so funny.
And that's my thing. The letter itself, some of what Drury said in there was stupid. I want to bring this will be a retool built around our core players and prospects. Please give me a list of our core prospects. Okay. Yeah. And what are our core players? We talked about it. Fox, Igor, Gavrikov, 2 defensemen and a goalie. Great. So where are the forwards coming from? Where's the scoring coming from? Nowhere. And then he goes on to say, we will target players that bring tenacity, skill, speed, and a winning pedigree with a focus on obtaining young players, draft picks, and cap space to allow us flexibility moving forward. You have no cap space. Most of these draft picks that this team has taken going back to, even prior to Drury, but going back to the 2018 class, all suck, or 2018, not class, letter. They all suck, right? Laugh, Kako been busts. If they're not busts, we're probably talking about at least 1 Stanley Cup by now. Obtaining young players, you have none. And then he goes on and talks about cap space, which they have none. Skill and speed. Speed?
Doesn't sound like the Rangers.
Really? Speed.
Tenacity? Doesn't sound like the Rangers.
Tenacity? None of that sounds like the Rangers. But hey, maybe we're in for a surprise. Maybe he's realized that. But speed? You kidding me? Speed and the Rangers in the same sentence? That's a joke.
No.
Speed. But that's the problem. He talks about building around the core. What's the core? You can't tell me JT Miller is a part of this build, or you're building around Mika.
You really don't.
What I'm saying?
You also don't build around a goalie though. Like for as much as I like Igor,
but they have to because they're $11.5 million deep with them, so they got no other choice.
There's no championship teams that were solely built around a goalie in the last like 20 years. Maybe Brodeur, maybe. But like Quick, they didn't build around Quick. They had a good
now
core.
More than ever though. You don't need elite goaltending.
That's what I'm saying. But
that's been shown now more than ever.
You could say Quick, but Quick, that team was good though. It wasn't just Quick. There was multiple good players around him. You build around guys like Dustin Brown, Anze Kopitar. Like those were the guys they built around. Drew Doughty. It wasn't Quick. Quick was one of the best goalies, but you have to center a core around a grade A defenseman, which they have, in a really good forward, whether it's a stud like scoring wise or whatever. Like they had Anze Kopitar, they had Dustin Brown, they had a bunch of veterans mixed through that core, but like they don't have a player that they're building offensively. They don't have that. You also can't build. You also can't build a core. I feel like when the core is creeping towards a downward part of the prime. I mean, how many more years
already there?
How many more years is Shesterkin and Fox really going to be good, like elite level good?
Yeah, I mean,
will they be good by the time
if Fox continues to get hurt? That's not going to help his case either moving forward. As he's what 27 now, I believe. So he'll be. There's a good chance Fox is over 30 by the next time this team can legitimately compete for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, but that's the problem though, right? Even Gavrikov's 30. Now, I don't necessarily think Gavrikov's not, 1 year away from being washed, but I mean, realistically, this team probably goes through at least a 3-year playoff drought, counting this season.
At the very least.
This year, and then probably the next 2 seasons, right? So Gavrikov will probably be like 33 then. Igor at that point will be in 33 as well because he's also around Gavrikov's age. So you're talking 2 guys that are going to be reaching their mid-30s. Fox will be in his early 30s. But just to your point with the whole build around this core, and we've seen some reports about what this core is, and I think it was Vince Mercogliano, or was it Molly Walker? I forget which one it was. Talked about it was Vince. He said, for now, the non-Panarin guys, Fox, Gavrikov, Miller, Shesterkin, and Zibanejad sound like they're on board and express that they want to be here. Great. So you're telling me a 35-year-old JT Miller is going to be a player you build around in 3 years, right? Mika, who will be at like 35 at that point too. They're both 32 years old. They're both regressing. Those are the guys that are going to be a part of this rebuild.
I think it's funny that like how
the contracts are so bad. The Mika contract's so bad. He doesn't want to go. He's not going to leave. He's going to stay here. It's just he's just going to rot here for the next, 2031, I think is when his contract's up, or is it 2029? I forget.
Who's?
Mika's.
I think it's 30. I think
30?
2030. Yeah.
2030, right? Great.
Dude, you know what's funny though is that like Chris Drury was set up for maybe I can't think of a GM that had as much ammunition and
Yep.
core building that ton of cap space. Gordon left him with a ton of cap space. The second overall pick, the first overall pick, a ton of young players. Panarin, Shesterkin, Zibanejad, Strome, like Fox, Lindgren, all these young players, all these prospects, all these picks, all the cap space, and he pretty much had nothing to show for it.
Nope.
Game 6
No,
of the
he
conference
didn't.
final. Good job.
Their big move was Panarin, which, look, you will look back on Panarin with very fond memories, and he was a very good Ranger, but he ultimately didn't get them in the playoffs. He didn't help them at all during any of those, outside of the OT winner against Pittsburgh. But and then
OT winner against Canes, too. Did have that OT against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, he did.
But
have
other
the
than
OT
that,
winner,
it was virtually invisible.
Yeah, it was.
Especially in the series that we need to win, that we lost. The
two conference finals.
Even the Devil series, those 3 series, the Devils, the Lightning, and the Panthers, he was garbage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just you go through, then they didn't go after Eichel, and I think what was one of the biggest issues with this whole Ranger situation was, then the whole Mika thing, which was, looking back on it, was a disaster. Now I get you make the point in the beginning, or you can make the point at the beginning of that contract it looked good because he was at that point, he was at his peak, but it's all been downhill since. The big miscalculation too was then expecting to go into this free agency coming up this offseason, and we've got all these big names and now they're all off the board. It's like, that was another big miscalculation. So look, he took a conference finals roster. Say what you want about that team, and players like Keandre Miller and Trouba and Kreider, all guys that aren't here anymore, but say what you want about them. But that was a team that made the conference finals, was 2 games away from a Stanley Cup. He took the kid line 2 games away from a Stanley Cup, all of that, and tore it apart slowly but surely. And you can make the case that his best deadline was the first cup, or not first cup run, the first conference finals run with Vetrano and Mott and Kopp and guys like that. And progressively got worse because the whole Kane Tarasenko thing, we were all excited for it, but that didn't work. First round exit, that team was slow. Kane couldn't move. They were power play merchants in that series. And then the conference finals in 24, we know how that ended. They're probably, they at least make the Stanley Cup with Jake Gensel, at least. And you probably still have Jake Gensel. Instead, you trade Kakko for Will Borgen. How's he going to fit into the rebuild? Is he a building block, you think? What do we think? Will Borgen. What a joke.
It makes no sense. I mean,
and you're rolling out guys like Johnny Brzezinski, Brennan. Can we stop with Brennan Hoffman? He stinks.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Like, he's not any good. We could put. I can't wait. One thing I will say, next training camp, next off season, to talk about. Brennan Hoffman. You think he's good? He's terrible. He's not any good.
Well, here's a question: will he be at rookie camp?
God, he sucks. He's in what, year 4, and he's at rookie camp? What a joke. Brennan Hoffman's not any good. Taylor Radish, I'm telling you, I have recognized Taylor Radish only in that Sharks game.
That's it, yeah.
You could honestly tell me that Taylor Radish got traded 2 weeks ago, and I would have no clue.
I don't even know who he is.
Do we even know what he looks like?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know. What number does he wear?
I believe it's 14.
14.
And the reason I have that is because I have daily face-off, so I cheated. It's 14.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't really. I watched all the games. I didn't really think. I couldn't think of his number right. Like, if I don't know your number off the rip, like right away, I probably would have gone there eventually, but I couldn't think of his number.
And how many years have we gone by? Right, Riley Smith, Blake Wheeler, another good one.
Legend.
Right wing. Figuring out the right wing. Who's going to play wing for us?
He lost his game 4 of the conference final.
Isn't he now?
Zibanejad lost it, but he took the penalty that hook the guy. Remember?
Isn't he with the he's like a what's it called? Isn't he a part of like the organization now to
Isn't,
like the
I don't know,
front
maybe
office
like a
or something?
scout or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So maybe he could help us through this rebuild.
I don't know, dude. It's just I
Just
don't know.
think about that though. The list of wings. We used to go through this. How many? I mean, can we label them all off just during the Chris Drury time? How many? But especially with the Kreider and Mika, not much of a story this year.
Yeah,
But how many wings did we go through of different guys playing with them? Never ever worked, and then they never
yeah.
broke, barely ever broke
It
up
was like
Kreider and Mika.
Sammy Blais, Busnevich,
Yeah,
Brzezinski, Gaudreau, Vetrano,
Frankie V.
Roslovic, yeah, Kako. Pretty sure they put Lafreniere up
Yeah,
there.
Lafreniere,
Dryden Hunt
Riley
might have been
Smith.
up there.
Ugh,
Blackwell,
Colin. Yes,
Riley Smith, yeah. I mean, it was a
Blake
never-ending.
Wheeler.
Yeah, Blake Wheeler is another one. It was a never-ending cycle of complete garbage. Maybe they tried like Heedle there once or twice when they put him on the wing, but the problem with that, they should have never gotten rid of Buchnevich. That was not a
Yeah,
good move. It was a move
yeah,
that I think they did because they thought they could get Eichel and never did. And they didn't do anything after that, too. They didn't have a plan B for not getting Eichel.
yeah. No, yeah, you're right. And they go after Tarasenko and Kane, and I
You know
mean,
what pisses me off the most about that, and I'll never forgive Drury, is maybe you're thinking, okay, well, we don't get Eichel, we free up space, and we can give our young kids more playing time. But the next year, Kako and Lafreniere, we're on the third line.
yeah,
So they open up a spot for one of the young guys to play the top six, and then they proceed to throw up Dryden Hunt, Sammy Blais in the top six. It's
yep.
so stupid.
Remember Julian Gauthier?
Julian Gauthier was horrible. I mean, that guy could not score to save his life. Actually, was a decent skater, but couldn't skate. He
Another
was
one.
so bad. He had so many breakaways. I don't think he ever scored one.
Yeah.
But that makes that pissed me off though. When you go out and you move a guy like Buchnevich, who's a proven player on your team, proven chemistry on that top line, productive penalty kill, power play, 5-on-5 scoring, and you move him to try to get a guy like Eichel, great. Then there's no alternative move. Then you're like, okay, well, like I said, Kako can go play up in the right wing or Lafreniere.
And
they start the season in the third line.
yeah,
What are we doing?
and that's the whole issue with all that is if Kako and Laff were good, we'd be having very different conversations right now. You know, we talk a lot about the whole Crosby, Malkin, heck, even Letang, but since it's just a duo, go Malkin, Crosby, and it would be that would be like if they worked out, that would be your. I don't know if it'd be a dynasty, but if one of them was really good, we wouldn't have gone through all of these crappy wingers. And if one of them just lived up to potential being the number 1 overall pick or number 2 overall pick, just living up to that potential, you're talking about, I mean, like a franchise changer, a face of the franchise, you know? So that too, looking back on this whole era of Rangers hockey since the 2018 letter to this letter, that's another thing that hurt him as well, was neither of those guys panning out. And frankly, every other draft pick that they've pretty much had, Kraftstoff, I mean, the list goes down. Or you could just go down the list of failed Rangers draft picks.
It was Anderson sucked. Heedle was okay. Kept getting hurt though.
Yeah, hurt,
And
and now he's not here.
Kaprizov,
And
horrible.
the fact is,
Yeah.
most of these guys aren't even here.
Miller wasn't good. I
Yeah.
mean, he was fine as an NHL player, but he
Hoffman,
wasn't that
terrible.
good. Yeah, I mean, Lundqvist never played really. Kako wasn't good to
Yeah.
like what he should have been.
Lundqvist wasn't good. Yeah.
Then Lafreniere wasn't good to especially to what
Keandre
he should
Miller
have
was
been.
decent
Hoffman
and then
sucked.
got
Yeah.
better, but
Schneider
yeah.
is so overrated. I'm done with Schneider. Get rid of
Yeah.
him. He's not a smart player.
I know it's pre 2017, right? Because that was the Heedle draft was Anderson, which never, yeah,
That guy,
worked out.
terrible. I mean, Anderson
Yeah.
Krejcov didn't even like barely play in the NHL.
No.
Probably have what, like 20 games combined, maybe.
Yeah, their best moves really have been the mid-round guys. Really, and I think that's probably more of a state of the roster. The fact that guys like Matt Rempe are still playing, which is a joke. But
Yeah.
you know, your Berards, who is, I don't even know. I mean, he's been up and
It's
down.
also
But
I'm so done
Will
with
Cooley's
like
okay. They got him in second round of what 2020 because that was
2020, I
behind
think.
Laugh and
Yeah,
Schneider. Yeah,
dude. But like,
really, none of them lived up to potential. And even at his best, Lafreniere at his best was not number one overall pick. Even when he had that year 2 years ago where he was, what was it, 50 something points?
57, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all thought he could get to 60.
Oh wow. Yeah, we're lucky if he gets to 50 ever again.
You know, it's just
dude.
disappointing because I'm just so sick of
It's the same shit every time, dude. Like,
and like it's just there is a brand of Rangers hockey that has just been entrenched with this team for a while now and it won't change. I mean, the case was with the Lundqvist era too. And that, like, that's another thing too with the goalie. There's no way they fully rebuild this thing giving Igor $11.5 million. There's just no way.
yeah, I don't know.
It's tough to have your goalie as the piece you're building around, essentially.
So I guess we can kind of get into that a little bit more deeper.
We
like,
can even dive into, I guess, a little bit of like which pieces on this roster are here long term.
Like, so Panarin's gone, 100%.
Panarin's gone. Yeah,
he'll be gone. I think he's gonna be gone before. Here's my take.
I think Panarin. I was just about to say that. I think Panarin might be gone even before this month's over. I could see Panarin being dealt within the next like week.
Yeah,
I could see it happening quick because they told him he's not getting extension, which we all knew. I'm sure Panarin knew that as well.
They made it public too, so that's
they made it public. Him and Drury had a meeting this morning. Like, to me, there's probably might be part of Panarin too to just say, "Get me out of here." Like,
like, okay,
why have me play here if I'm getting traded? Why keep me here?
It's
definitely happening before the Olympics.
That's 100% agree with that. It's like it makes no once you completely
once you make it public and you tell him you're not extending.
Why keep playing him and risking getting hurt? You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. From a Rangers standpoint too, you don't want him to get hurt.
Exactly.
And Panarin's standpoint as well. Yeah,
he will be done. I honestly,
he'll be gone. Maybe it happens West Coast trip.
I think this week or this day next week he'll be gone. I think you can't make you can't make an announcement like that and just hold on to him for a month and then he gets hurt. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But all right, so he's gone.
He's gone.
And then you get into a little bit more of like, I guess Soucy gone. He's a UFA. I think all the UFAs are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, is anyone going to take Brzezinski? Did we get a 7th for Brzezinski?
Soucy is out tomorrow because of personal reasons, but Vince followed up with that and said it's not trade. It's just actually like personal reasons. So, but I think he'll get traded. But the point being is there were some people I know there's some Rangers
I think they can get something solid
that he might be getting traded like soon, but it's personal reasons, not trade related.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll kind of
and usually they label that roster management.
I'll admit I was a little wrong about him. I thought he was terrible, and I think he's pretty good this year. So
he's been good defensively as a whole. They've been pretty solid.
So he's gone. Him and Panarin, UFA is gone.
Yeah.
The next UFA is Brzezinski. Can they get him? Can they get a 7th for him? Maybe.
I'm at the point where
I think he's an NHL player, and are you expecting? I mean, borderline NHL player. Are you expecting like a 5th, a 6th, 7th round pick to ever really amount to that? Maybe you can get a 6th or a 7th, a 6th or 7 or a 5th round pick, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah.
no jokes, but like. And then a guy like Radish, can you get like a 5th for him, maybe?
Radish, I think you have to pay a team to take Radish.
I know, but like, so like you're kind of going down the line before getting into like a bigger. But like,
Soucy gone, Panarin gone. I'm at the point, and we're both in agreement with trade whatever you can and get whatever you can.
So Carrick could be another guy that I think you can get a mid-round.
Yeah, and Carrick, I think he has a lot more value than obviously Brzezinski and Radish. I would even say he has more value than Soucy.
And then you start looking at a couple like the quote unquote core players like Trocheck.
I think they gotta move. Look, I love Trocheck, but I think I want him to get traded because I think
very high.
Yes, his value's high. I really like Trocheck, and I think this team needs more of what he brings. But he for the betterment of the future, he needs to be traded.
Yeah. So
he's another one too. That's
do you see him going now or in the offseason?
I mean, I think they shop him now. I could see him going now. I mean, a team I could see wanting him. He's a good player. He's playing well.
Like he's Carolina, but they don't have a first round pick though. Oh, they do actually. We can take both their first round picks.
I would move him now. I would try your best to move him now.
Yeah, and
Just
then
blow it all up. No need to let some of these guys
yeah,
linger into the
I
offseason.
don't. I
To
and
me,
then
the offseason
yeah.
should be the start of, all right, whatever young players are coming and all that stuff. Like, to me, none of these trades need to linger in. Just if you
What?
can get them done at the
Yeah.
deadline, get them done at the deadline.
All right. So we got Fox and Gavrikov. We think are safe.
Yes, and Igor, obviously.
Borgen. I can see them moving Borgen. I can see them moving
Yeah,
Schneider. Because they should move Schneider. There's no point of resigning him. He's an RFA. They should move him,
yeah.
right? So that's
I
defense
don't
pretty
think they
much.
will, but yeah.
Hakkinen, can we get like a 7th round pick for him? You think? I don't know. Be a tough move.
He stinks.
Uh,
He's
and then
barely playing here.
Cooley probably not trading, right? You think?
I don't
Hold
think
on
you're
to
trading.
Cooley.
I've been
No.
disappointed with Cooley this year, but I'm still willing to hang on to him. He's younger. He's,
Yeah.
you have Pro, Cooley,
So Pro
Lava
Cooley,
showing you a little bit.
Lava Pro Cooley, pretty much the only forwards that you can firmly say
Yeah.
they probably won't
And
trade.
that's my point too, is like I'm willing to hang on to some of these young guys. So I wouldn't trade Cooley, but
No.
even though he's been
Can
disappointing
we
this year,
get
I would hang
can we
on to
get
him.
anything for
But
Othman, or what do you think?
he would probably get a good amount. Othman, I mean, what, he's 23, right? He's still young.
Maybe get
You
like a
can
late
always
round
probably
pick?
yeah, you can probably get a later round.
All right,
What,
so
round?
and then now it comes to the big
Isn't that
guy.
so sad?
Yeah.
A guy drafted 16th overall, you're going to get for a 5th round pick potentially.
I guess
And the
that's how
only
it
reason
works.
you're getting that is because he's young.
Yeah.
If
So
he
then-
was
yeah.
29, you're not
Oh,
trading him at
no,
all.
he'd be in the NHL if he was that old, or AHL. And then I guess you gotta get, like we said, like Trocheck. Like, what about, okay? So then, before we get into like the two big like no move guys, this is probably the most polarizing guy is Lafreniere. What happens?
Yes, I don't think they'll trade him, but they should.
You think he's gonna be a part of the next core?
I just don't think they're going to trade him right now. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily say he's a part of the next core. I just don't. I don't
In the
know. You think they
offseason?
trade him at the deadline?
I don't know. They should, but
I
you
think they should too. To be honest with you, there's a difference between, I guess, thinking and wanting. I think this deadline is probably going to be Panarin goes. There is this I do have this feeling that Trocheck's gone. I think they're going to trade Trocheck. But outside of that, I don't see them trading Laugh.
You think Lafreniere is safe, like for next
now,
year, or you think for the season?
Now, for the season.
And then Miller and Zibanejad, like what happens with them?
I think they're here. I don't think Mika's leaving ever.
You think they're?
I don't think he's ever moving. Is no move.
You think
No.
Mika and Miller are finishing their careers with the Rangers?
No, Miller, JT Miller, I could see. That's a different story. I could see him.
Wait to go?
I could see it at some point. I don't think he's going to get dealt now. He's not going to waive now. That's at least what's being reported is Fox, Gavrikov, Miller, Mika. They're all here, and they plan to be here for this retool. So, dude, Mika, he's had so many opportunities to waive that no move. Now's another one. He likes living in New York. He's getting paid a ton. He's got no reason to leave, unless if they. I don't know how he is as a. I don't necessarily know how he is so much with winning. Like Miller to me is a guy that I could see in a year from now, if this thing really stinks, him saying I want out. Yeah. And it's another captain getting traded.
But
so,
dude, you sit them down and you literally tell them you're not going to play power play. You're not going to play penalty kill. You're not going to play the top 6. You're going to be in the third line. We're trying to rebuild this team and give our young players the power play time, the penalty kill time, the top 6 minutes. They have to commit to that, because if they don't, it's going to be the same shit that happened last time, where you bury the young. Are we really going to start? What if we get a couple first-round picks forwards? You're going to bury those kids on the third line, not in the power play, for 35, 34-year-old Miller, 34-year-old Zibanejad? No. Chris Drury's got to grow a freaking sack and tell them straight up, you are not going to play. And if Sullivan wants to play them, you say, Sullivan, if you play them, I'm going to fire you. This is how the team is going to go. You have to do this, or we're not going to be able to turn the ship around. What the goal of our team is, I'd go up to Sullivan and be like, the goal of this team is to rebuild and make sure we're growing and developing young players. And if that is not something you want, then we're going to fire you, or we're going to mutually agree to part ways, because you don't agree. Like Kreitzoff, Kako, or Lafreniere, like these kids should have been playing the power play. They should have been playing the top six, and they buried them for the older guys. And once those guys didn't turn out to be good enough to win, they had nothing. They were barren. It's crazy. They had all the young guys. They didn't develop them. They're all gone. And now we're stuck with all these old veterans that are washed for the most part. You can't do the same thing again. So that's why I'm a little concerned about the retool, right? You know what I mean? Like, Miller and
I'm in agreement that they should trade Mika and JT Miller. I just don't think he's,
because you know that if they're on the team, they're going to play the power play and they're going to be in the top six. They're going to get all this,
and they're only getting older and they're only getting worse.
Exactly. What's the point of playing these guys? Like yesterday or the other day, I watched the game. It was ridiculous. I saw Perot score 2 goals. So I was like, all right, like, you know, I just turn it back on for a little to see what it was. They had a power play and he wasn't playing in the power play. So I was like, oh, they're getting killed. Yeah, exactly. Like if you have a young kid thriving and playing well in a game, give him power play time.
Yeah,
like, it pisses me off, and that could really, really be a Sullivan downfall. Where if he just committed to playing these old guys and not giving the young kids if these guys are not playing power play, if Perot's not on the first power play unit, then that's ridiculous. They cannot play Zibanejad, Miller, Trocheck all in the power unless they're trying to audition them. That's fine. But if they're not, they cannot play. You can't give valuable playing time. Like they don't. I think this is why the rebuild failed.
Yeah.
In the main sense of it, it failed because you had the 2 runs because the young guys didn't develop. The young guys didn't get playing time.
Yep. No, I agree.
They have to.
Yeah. I'm totally in agreement. And I think Miller will get moved at some point. I don't think it's going to be this season. Mika, I truly don't feel like he's going to get moved anytime soon. But I could be wrong.
I don't know. I'm just going to be so.
He talk about all these players leaving. He's the last one to retire as a Ranger that you'd want to retire as a Ranger.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I keep saying I'd be so infuriated if they start bringing in young guys and they don't give them power play time and they don't pay them in the top 6. Just watch them draft the kid like 4th overall, wherever they end up picking, and the kid they bury him on the 4th line, bury him on the 3rd line, 2nd power play. Wow, that's how you really succeed in rebuilding your team. I will be so annoyed and I will rip this team to shreds if they do that. They have to commit to the young guys, and that means, like I said, top 6 minutes and power play 1. Power play 1, top 6. Power play sucks anyway, right? So like,
and this is their next core has got to be
let Morrow
young pieces.
Morrow.
No, I agree. I would play Morrow more. I like Scott Morrow. I think he's shown a little bit.
Yeah.
He's young, but it's better than honestly at this point seeing any of these other guys out there. So going down the list again. So Panarin gets traded. Now, let's make our kind of predictions. Just go down the list again. So we both think Panarin gets dealt.
Yeah. Well, we don't think. We know. We know.
We know. Not think. We know. Yeah, it's a matter of when. Trocheck, I think he's traded.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
All right. Mika and Miller, we both agreed not getting traded at the deadline.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
They're not going to move at the deadline. So, Laf, do you think he gets traded? I want him to get traded. I don't think he does, but
I think he's going to go at the deadline. That's my prediction.
I guess I could see it.
I think they're going to move him. I think they're going to get one of these teams to bite.
His effort. I could see. The effort's been a problem.
I think maybe a team will see him and be like, "Hey, it's a former first-round pick."
They stuck him on the 3rd line the other night.
Yeah, and then he didn't do anything, but they rewarded him. They moved him back up. Yep.
Yeah, they rewarded him for sucking. All right, fine. I think I'll go. Laf gets traded too. So Panarin, Trocheck, Laf, Mika, Miller don't, which it's already kind of been rumored that's the case.
Yeah. I think Brzezinski, Radish, Carrick also all get traded.
I think Carrick gets dealt. Yeah.
They do, but the thing is, maybe a guy like Brzezinski maybe doesn't, just because
I don't think Brzezinski
the value isn't high, and then you still need players. Like you can't get rid of everyone.
Connor Sheary.
Connor Sheary's never going to play an NHL game again, or maybe just not for the Rangers. But that guy will never play again for the Rangers. But
Carrick.
They have to, I guess, like fill out a
I
team.
I think they'll trade Carrick and Radish.
Yeah, I think they'll hold on to Brzezinski just to be like a
I think
placeholder,
Brzezinski, yeah, I think they'll hold on to
and they'll just let
Brzezinski.
him go for nothing because who cares?
Yeah, and they'll Susie.
Gone.
You
I
think
think
it's Dell?
Susie's definitely traded. I honestly guarantee that they trade Schneider. I think Schneider's gone, and if they don't, man.
I think
At
one
the
of
same time
Schneider or
though,
Susie's gone.
he likes Schneider, so maybe they won't trade
Yeah,
him. I don't know. No,
I think one of Snyder or yeah,
Susie's
Susie.
1,000% getting traded. There's a 0% chance he doesn't. Same as Panarin.
Who?
I'm just as confident Susie gets traded than I am
Oh,
Panarin. Schneider, I think they should move.
I'm in terms of confidence level, guys get traded. I think Panarin doesn't count. Like we know he's getting traded.
Same
You
as
don't even
Susie.
have to be
Susie is
confident.
guaranteed to be moved.
I think Trocheck's the next closest guarantee.
I know. I think Susie is because he's a UFA.
Yeah,
You're not resigning Carson Susie. Why?
no.
And they should definitely move. They have to move Schneider too because he hasn't developed either. But at the same time, he's a young kid, so they'll probably give him more
Yes,
chances. Which I don't know. I don't know.
I could see. I don't think. I think I could see Schneider coming back.
So you think they'll resign him?
Yes. So as Susie goes, Schneider's back.
Vakanainen, I think they'll be able to trade him.
I don't think they're trading Borgen.
Oh, Borgen, they should trade too. I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't think they will either.
They should trade him though.
Honestly, and they're not going to trade Gavrikov, and I don't think they should.
No, I don't think so.
Because he's been good.
Here's someone.
He's year one of the contract.
Would they trade quick?
We've talked about this a little bit.
Because if he's committed on retiring, I think they should trade him.
Yeah, I can honestly.
If his thing is he wants to live in New York in this area, that's great. Yeah, just have a playoff run and then move back after the season. They should trade him. I think he should get traded too.
Yeah, I know we talked a little about Quick last year getting traded. I wasn't much on board. I could see a world where Quick. I still don't think it happens because I just don't think he's gonna want to get traded. But if he wants, I mean, because like what he's already got his cups. Like, what is he? It's not like he's gonna be an old player trying to get to.
I guess that's true.
Join a winner to try and get a cup late in his career.
I mean, and like to be honest,
but look, if he wants to go and you can get something for him,
I could. You know what? Now that you're saying it. Because he's not getting traded probably to be a starter. So what's the point of going and sitting on the bench?
Yeah. And
like if he didn't win a cup, maybe you'd want to do that just to sit on the bench.
Yeah, if he didn't win a cup, I could definitely see him trying to ring chase.
If he gets traded to not be a starter on a playoff team, yeah, I you know what? Now I take that back. I don't think they're going to trade him.
Plus,
I won't be surprised.
He likes living in the area, and I'm not trying to criticize him, but you're telling me at 39 years old, what is he making 1.5 million?
Yeah.
I don't think he's got any problem with his season ending in April, as opposed to sitting the bench for a team that could be playing until June.
That's true.
Personally, if I was in his situation, almost 40 years old, with the cups he has under his belt, one of the greatest American-born goaltenders of all time, like I'm fine with golfing in mid-April.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So,
I mean, it should be pretty interesting next week to see what the next couple of weeks to see what they do. As far as will they make moves now? And I think
Panarin will happen in the next week.
Yeah, Panarin's gonna be it could even happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Panarin can happen any moment.
I think the big problem with that
they'll probably wait.
They're waiting for him to kind of give the okay or give teams that he will go to.
Yeah,
I think once you get that, then it will fall into place pretty quick.
Yeah, Panarin will be the first big domino to fall. Now, we talk about return. Panarin, you can get, good prospect first. Trocheck, you could probably also net a first. You're looking at other guys like Brzezinski's not. We don't think he's getting traded, but you're looking at like the 6th or 7th round pick, as we mentioned earlier. Laugh, mid to late first.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I tweeted something out around like what I thought there were values would be. I would say, yeah, a team will take a shot on him. Like, I mean, you look at guys like what's his face got a first. Like Trent Frederick got a 1st round pick.
Mm-hmm.
You give a 1st round pick for Kopp.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's why I think with a lot of these, he's still relatively young now.
22, 23.
I think 24, I believe.
Okay, 24.
So a little bit older, but he's still young, even though it's been 5 years or 6 years. He's in year 6, right? There's a team I'll take a chance on. I think there would be a team that would throw us like a 7th for Othman.
Maybe. I don't know. It just I'm curious to see how this team is kind of ran.
Because he's yeah.
How they kind of run everything over the next couple of weeks until the Olympic break and then the deadline, obviously. See what happens.
Now, what's your confidence? What's your confidence 1 to 10 in Perot turning out to be like, I don't know. We talk about the next Rangers core being, I don't want to say the face of it.
He's not going to be, no.
But like, can he be?
The question for him is, can he be a top six forward? That's my question.
Top 6 forward, yes.
Can he play in the top 6 and can he contribute? I don't know.
What is your optimism that he can be? Like a top 4 player on this next core. Like we talk about Fox, Igor, Gavrikov, and like Perot is the forward.
I don't know because he's not a good skater, so it's a little bit hard to kind of like analyze his game. It's so early. He's played only like a handful of games. Maybe he's played like 20 games. I think he has potential to be a good player. He has potential to be.
He is a terrible skater.
He's not a good skater, and maybe that's
the requirements to be a Ranger.
Yeah,
he fits right in.
I don't know.
Got to suck at skating and be slow.
They need to probably, and it will happen again. I don't know. I don't know if the NHL is rigged or whatever, but they're gonna have to get like
win the lottery.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to hit on some.
Gavin McKenna.
Even Gavin McKenna has been a little underwhelming, but I think he should be good.
Where are you on the tank train?
Oh yeah, they should try to get the first pick. I mean, obviously you can't try to get the first pick anymore. Obviously,
so you're rooting. You're all aboard tank.
Here's my thing. I think if they finish in the top 5 in the lottery, they'll get the first pick. That's my guess. And I think where are they now? Like 6? I think they're
in the lottery.
6. Yeah,
I think something like that.
And they played so many more games than the other.
See, I'm just numb at this point. Like I'm not full tank yet because it's January.
You gotta be, dude.
No, I'm not gonna sit there and like actively root. My point being is, like, I'm not gonna get upset if they win games.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe towards the end of the season.
I'm just kind of at the point with this team where which has kind of been the case for really the last like couple weeks.
I mean, at the end of the season, I will be a little annoyed if they start winning games.
Yeah, if they suck and they win 4 of their final 5, you're gonna get mad. But like if they win tomorrow afternoon, I'm not gonna be upset. You know, like I'm not gonna be upset over losing a game in January at this point. I mean, I'm not that much into the tank.
So looking at it right now, they have the 6th odds. Ottawa actually, I don't know where they'll end up finishing, but their pick is forfeited. So that's like another team that they won't have to compete with.
I think isn't Ottawa at like 12?
They're at 12 right now, so they are in the lottery because I think that is 11 the last spot in the lottery. No, 13 is the last spot in the lottery, I think. Because 13, I think you can go up.
We got to start prospect watching.
Yeah. But
who's number 6? What? Ethan Belshitz. Oh, that's probably not how you pronounce the name.
Maybe it's Belsh.
Belsh? I don't know.
Belch?
I'll be honest. I've heard how many of the prospects? You big prospect guy?
No.
I'm not a big prospect guy either.
I know Gavin McKenna. That's it.
I know Gavin McKenna, and I've heard of Chase Reed because he's another American. He plays at Michigan State, I believe. Those are the 2. Other than that, all these Canadians I've never heard of, or these Swedes.
Supposedly this kid,
Ethan Belsh.
Supposedly this kid,
left wing, 6'5", 227 pounds.
Supposedly this kid Stenberg is pretty solid.
Stenberg, yes, the Sweden. Ivar Stenberg. 6 foot, 181 pounds. 26 games this season in the SHL. 6 goals, 18 assists, 24 points. All right, so he's almost a point per game player.
They need to get forwards. I know they don't have great defensemen.
Is Stenberg? Yeah,
they need to get forwards.
Yeah, no, they need a game-changing forward in their next rebuild.
100%.
That they need like a legitimate game changer, right? You look at the McKinnons of the world, the Eichels of the world, the Matthews of the world, the McDavids. I'm not saying they got to draft their next McDavid. That's too crazy, unrealistic, but they got to get like, even if it's a tier below those guys, they got to get that type of elite talent. They need that type of player.
There's really no Americans in this draft.
No, there isn't. That's what I'm saying. That's the only two players I've heard of are the two Americans. Is McKinnon's not an American, but he's number one pick. And then Chase Reed's the only other American that's like projected to go in like the top 20. They're all Canadians, which is normal, I guess. I don't even think Chase Reed's playing at Michigan State. I think he's in the OHL.
I'm looking at it right now. He's committed.
Yeah.
Michigan
He's got
State's
35 games, 15 goals, 23 assists, 38 points.
Michigan
so he's having a good.
They have 4 commits that they're all the American guys. 4 commits in the top 30. So they may be sick in a couple of years or in a year. But yeah, outside of him, there's not really many Americans coming out. I don't really know any of these guys, to be completely honest. There has been years though where
I should probably start.
There's been years though, but I haven't been super in tune with the draft, and I knew all the prospects. This year, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, especially when Kako and Laugh were coming out, we were all paying attention as Rangers.
I feel like
now you start to pay more
attention. I still knew like guys like that were coming out. But yeah, I don't know any. I don't know. I know McKenna, and that's it. And I've heard of Stead.
I've kind of lost a little bit of focus because the Rangers haven't even been in the equation. But now it's a different story. What about gosh. Please just give me a name that's not complicated. Chase Reed would be perfect.
Chase Reed.
I'm awful with names.
Do we really need another right shot defenseman though?
Yeah, he is a defenseman. That's true. We don't need a defenseman. Ethan Belch, 6. He's 6th right now overall ranking, according to Tankathon.
Okay.
So that's I don't know. Another bust. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Whoever they draft is gonna suck.
Yeah, probably. Kevin McKenna probably doesn't want to go.
I really would be interested to see in an alternate universe what Schaefer would be like here.
I don't know. Dude. We need a forward though. I know he's good, but
no, I know, but like he's taken over. He's probably.
We don't want to use we don't want to use our like draft lottery luck on.
No. I'm not even. I'm just saying like. Knowing what we know with the Rangers and prospects, do you think Schaefer would be as good as he is with the Islanders here? Probably
not. Probably not. No, it's the Rangers. They'll probably ruin him or would have ruined him.
God. Oh, man. I wish I could click a button and just have one of Kako and Laugh be good. Especially Kako.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's more that two-way guy. Laugh is he's got effort issues, no matter even if he was very talented. Effort issues that was going to catch up with him at some point. In a world where Kako is good, this team, man.
I mean, how did we get here, dude? How did the Rangers end up here? I can't believe it.
Well, our brilliant general manager who sucks. And now we're putting him in charge of rebuilding this thing. Honestly, what's the leash on him? Like, and I don't want to be negative and just rush time, but if we're sitting here 3 years from now, and this year's draft pick's not any good, and they're not good. Like, how many years does he get?
True. I don't know. It depends.
Like, how many more years is this guy going to get?
Depends what Drury is like doing as far as his moves and how much he BS his way with Dolan. I don't know.
The team's not good.
I don't know.
Oh,
who knows? But
well.
There's really
how bad where do they finish?
I'm hoping top 5.
Yeah, but I mean like points. You think they even hit 80?
Bottom 5 point? They'll be in the bottom. They're so bad, dude.
What am I talking about hitting 80 points? That's a joke.
They can't win without Shesterkin and Fox.
No, and now they're going to get rid of Panarin and probably Trocheck.
This team, I will guarantee you, will be the worst power play team in the league. If they're not already percentage-wise, will be when Panarin's gone, and they'll be the lowest-scoring team in the league.
You think they hit 60 points?
Probably.
Well, no. I would say like 65. They're going to get bad.
Where are they right now? How many points?
They're at 46, 40? I believe, right now. Right? Let's see. Are they? Yes, 46 at 48 games. So they've got what? 34 games left. So
they'll finish in 70s, I think.
Yeah, they'll probably finish
71. Maybe
they're going to have to go 34 games. Well, what's their record over the next 34? They're probably going to go like.
How many games do they have?
12 and 34 games.
How many games have they played?
48.
So yeah, 34.
They're probably going to go like 12-22 or something over the next, right?
Like
34 games.
What would
They're probably gonna be
500
like 10,
what would 500 get them?
500. They would be at
70 something, right? 70 or
oh
82? Or no, wait. They have what you said
no, because
34.
500 they would be 17-17, so they would be
It'd be 34. It would be 34 points.
34. Yeah, it would be 34.
So it'd be
They're at
80.
46 right now, so it'd be an even 80. Yeah, so they might not even hit 70
They're
because
gonna hit
they
70.
might.
You
You
think they're
think,
gonna be that bad? I don't know.
dude? They're terrible. They're one of the worst teams in the
And
NHL
somehow
without
they still,
Fox and
and
Igor.
how do they almost have like a point a game, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, because they weren't all. I mean, they've got 6 loser
I don't know.
points
What
already.
what was their worst record last year
In what, the Eastern Conference or the NHL?
in the NHL? Like points.
I think it was the Sharks, wasn't it? They had 52 points.
the
They're not going to be that bad. I mean, they've got, if they end with 52
the
points,
least
they're
amount
in
of
for
the
what?
least
4
amount of
more
points.
wins
The least amount of points last year was 76 in the Eastern
in the
Conference.
Eastern Conference. Yeah, I think that was the Flyers,
And they
right?
had 68, 61, 52. They're going to be I think they'll finish with like 68 or 70 points.
Yeah, I don't think they hit 70 because I think they could easily over the next 34 games.
Because they're going to get worse. You're right. Okay, so I was
They'll
thinking
probably win 12 games.
you know what? Maybe
Now that's not factoring in
I'm going to
OT
be
losses,
fair.
but
I'm going to say 75. I'm going to say in between 70 and 80. So I'm going to say low 70s. That's what I'm going to say.
I think they're going to be 68-72.
Okay, it's a good golf score.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
They're not going to be good. I mean,
no.
it's just a matter of time. Like I said before, Panarin goes, and once he goes, it's going to be pretty rough.
Because they're 20 wins right now, 20-22 and 6, 46 points. If they win just 12 more games the rest of the season, that puts them at 70. All right. Yeah. 68-72. That's my final prediction. I think they can win. And they might have an OT loss, so maybe they'll be like 71,
I'm going to guess they're going to win 74.
I think they'll win 10 to 12 games the rest of the year. And however many losses. And maybe an OT loss. I think they probably have like another couple OT losses, so that'll maybe get them over 70. But either way, it's not going to be pretty. They're going to be really bad once they make after this deadline. But I mean, hey, it should be like Perot should be playing on the first line. Just stick him out there.
He probably won't, though. You know,
he probably won't be.
For the greater or for the better or for the worst, well, for the worst, but they're going to try to.
I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I don't want to be this conspiracy theorist because he's obviously on board, but I doubt that Sullivan wants to be a part of this.
No.
Like there's no way at this point in his career he's coming here to sit through a 3-year rebuild.
Unless he's content, like you said with Quick, he's won his cups. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Either way, should we get to our goal picks? I guess those still matter. We are not tanking the goal picks.
Listen, all right. Here's a.
I'm looking forward to post-trade deadline goal picks because we're gonna get some fresh blood. We're gonna probably be picking a lot of like.
How about?
Who even knows who's on the roster? It's probably gonna be some Johnny Brzezinski games in there. There's gonna be some Johnny Brzezinski goals if he doesn't get traded.
He might be on the
There's gonna be
line.
some opportunities there for Brzezinski to score post-trade deadline.
So what are we even at right now? I wrote it down. Let's see. Right now, through 12 weeks, I think. Through 12 weeks, I have 11 picks, right? You have 13 picks, right? Not bad. Like a goal per week almost we're at. Or at least you're at.
We're almost like a goal, goal per week.
A goal per 4 games.
We're just like we're point per game players when it comes to the goal picks.
Yeah.
All right.
You go first. All
right. Tomorrow, Philly, give me Mika. I'm still going Mika, Philly. Why not?
I'm going to say this. 2 things I'm calling. I'm going to say Panarin.
This might be the last time we pick Panarin.
I'm gonna say Panarin, and I will say that will be his last goal as a New York Ranger.
All right. I'm going to go Panarin against the
Oh,
Ducks, and I'll say that's his last goal as a Ranger.
okay.
I
You know
feel
what's
like you
funny?
got to pick Panarin this week, right?
You know what? Yeah, like one more time. You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
just one.
I'm looking at our old graphic. We haven't changed Panarin and Zibanejad, I think, in 2 weeks. Like
Yeah, well, I mean, the only two that score.
I picked Panarin, and I'm saying for the first game, and then you picked Zibanejad for whatever the first game of like the last week was. But you said Panarin for the Anaheim game.
Yes.
I don't know. Let's like let's just get crazy here. I will go with. I don't know, I'll go with Sam Carrick. No. I don't want to. I'll go with Perot. That's like not super like
I like that.
like a super chalky pick and the guy that could score. Carrick is probably not going to score. So
Now, important to note, Mika can't get stuck in traffic and avoid playing against Kreider on Monday.
that
So,
is true. So
he's gotta be out there. Kings. All right, I'm calling it right now. This West Coast trip's like, what are we doing? Sitting here watching this garbage.
I'll
These
be
games are
sleeping.
gonna be terrible.
I'll be sleeping.
At least this West Coast trip is done though, and we don't get this like late March when the season's really tanking.
Oh my
At
god.
least it's now where at least we kind of have a roster still. Not that the roster's any good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go Perot against the Kings. I'm
Okay.
gonna say garbage time. They're down like 4-0 Pro scores. It's gonna be one of them late night spankings. Not that the
I
Kings are any good, but
would not
the
be
Rangers
shocked.
suck. Second half of back to back. We're probably talking Spencer Martin in goal.
Is he going to play? You think?
I guess. There's
I
no
feel
way
like
they're playing quick on a back to back.
I feel like at this point he's got to like start a game, right?
Has to. Quick's gonna die out there.
All right. So you got Zibanejad, Panarin,
And Perot.
Perot. I have Perot or Panarin, Perot. The Kings. Dude, I could see them getting shut out in this game. I really want
I
to see a
could too.
shutout.
They're gonna get shut out in either Anaheim or the Kings. One of those two games, I could just see a shutout coming.
I will
It's like
choose.
Monday, Tuesday. Who wants to watch that gross hockey at 10 o'clock at night?
I will choose JT Miller.
JT Miller. Yeah, I thought about that. All right, San Jose. Now, do we think Panarin's traded by this point?
I think he is, but if you want, you can double dip. This is definitely going to be his last week that you can choose him. I'll tell you that.
I kind of want to double tip. But will I?
Hey, new rule, just for Panarin only. You can't switch the pick. If he's traded, you get a 0.
What?
All right, fine.
Well, what's that new rule for
I don't
Panarin?
know. Just because like Panarin, because we're overusing him, and I feel like
All right, fine. All right, we can both agree then. If he gets traded, we can't switch the pick.
no, you can switch the pick. It's fine.
All right, give me Panarin.
Double dipping Panarin.
Yeah, it's my last time.
That's the last
I
time.
might have to wear the Panarin jersey during the game tomorrow. Because
Like
once he's traded, I'm not wearing that.
yeah, that is true. I have a Panarin jersey that probably will not come out of my closet ever again.
Might have to wear it tomorrow. One more time out of the closet.
The next time it comes out is that maybe I'm going to be like moving or like throwing it out, but like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that jersey won't come out ever again.
R.I.P. Panarin.
Yeah. Here he is. Oh, I
yeah,
just realized, dude, look at this.
but
It's over.
what
It's
happened?
over. Look, I got this little Panarin
Is that Panarin? Dude, when you pulled that
Yeah.
out, I was like, who is that? But
Panarin.
yeah,
And look, I also got at least this one's all reliable.
Yes,
Lundqvist here.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
All right, Panarin, and
Can't go
look
wrong
at
with
this
Panarin.
Ranger Zamboni.
Dude, I have a Rangers Zamboni actually.
You have a Ranger Zamboni too,
It's like a mini
dude.
one.
We have to like. This is sad. What am I gonna do with this?
I don't know. Do you get rid of it?
I don't know. No, I can't get rid of it. He was a good Ranger.
Maybe you gotta cut. Maybe you gotta break off the hair.
Yeah,
as an
just
homage
tape
to
the
him.
back, and whoever wears 10 next.
I'm saying Panarin, the bald man,
Yeah,
bald Panarin. What a legend. I'm gonna miss bald Panarin.
yeah. I'm gonna miss Bald Panarin. I'm gonna miss Goofy Panarin. I'm gonna miss Panarin. Panarin was a good Ranger. He was a good
locker
Ranger.
room guy too.
He was one of my. He was up there for me. I really liked Panarin. He was, good with the media. Good, like not good with the media. I shouldn't
Yeah,
say. I
that
mean, like
one
good
like weird
humor.
thing about like the social media, but like that never was really anything. Like
Yeah,
or whatever.
and and then he had the
The
whole
Karma
Russia thing
Putin.
back during the
Yeah.
COVID year. But he was like a good good locker room guy, good humor, really good player. I think people will remember Panarin a lot for the postseason struggles, but what he did in the regular season was, I mean, he's an
I
incredibly
mean, yeah.
talented
I
player,
mean,
and he
if you
was a
just
ton of fun to watch.
if you look at just like if you pull up his stats really quick, let's see. I'll pull them up. Like as a Ranger, oh my God, come on.
Just disappointing.
Hockey references.
It's all right. You know what? You want to actually know something? It
But
won't be
yeah,
the
all
first
right.
guy that's up here that's not with the team anymore because I got a Glaber Torres one.
But so
Oh,
anyway, Panarin though,
first time.
right now, if his career ended today with the Rangers, he's played 400.
And
400
KD.
yeah. Oh my
Sorry.
God. He has 477 games played, 202 goals, 399 assists, 600 points, 601 points in 477 games. Very good. I mean, if you look at the individual seasons, he had 95 points in 69 games,
Yep.
58 points in 42 games, 96 and 75, 92 and 82.
He had the crazy 120-point
120
season.
and 82. Last year, he still had 89 and 80, and then this year he's got 51 and 47, which is very impressive because of how bad our team is offensively and on the power play.
And how slow he started, too.
Yeah, true. That's true. I think about that.
He's been a great Ranger. Awesome. I mean, incredibly talented. Talk about one of the most, you say he's one of the most talented players to put on the uniform.
Yeah, I mean, he might have a chance of getting his jersey retired. I think he probably will, but he didn't win a cup, so it's a little.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
You think Kreider will be?
Kreider will definitely be up there.
You think?
He's just like Panarin. I think if he was homegrown,
if he was drafted,
if he was drafted here and developed and turned into that player, I think he would have been. But I mean, what? He spent 7 seasons here. He's probably going to go. I mean, how many years do you think he's got left?
I think he could play for a little bit longer, just because I don't think his playing style is
he doesn't.
Harsh, where like he won't be able to maintain. Like he's a guy that like, stands still. He passes the puck. He doesn't take many hits.
He's got what? Probably 5 seasons left.
Yeah, I'd say like 4.
Let's say 5.
Yeah.
So that means that he's played. That would mean that he's played 16 seasons. That would mean that 7 of them were with the Rangers, 9 of them were with other teams. So I don't know. I think if they won a cup, he probably would have. And if he was homegrown, I don't think he will, though. I think Kreider 100% will.
Kreider is still like 50-50 on. I don't know. Just because he didn't win a cup, though. You know?
Yeah, but he was here forever, and he was a good Ranger, and he was, Now, who do you think's more deserving, Kreider or Panarin?
Kreider, yeah, definitely Kreider.
Yeah. And he was homegrown.
It would be funny. It'd be so funny though if
I think Kreider definitely gets his jersey.
We finish this episode and
Panarin gets traded
right, and then we have to go back on. That would really ruin this episode if he got traded. Like,
it would.
Because we talked all about this.
Hope not. Hopefully he gets traded. Not now. Hopefully nothing happens for the next couple of days, or else this hour 13 recording is not going to.
Also, I hope it breaks like right when I get home from work too. So like I'm not. Yeah. But maybe I'll just leave.
I think there's a really good chance, right? They play Monday, Tuesday next week. So they have 3 games over the next 4 days.
Will they make it out alive?
On top of that, they travel west.
They should trade him. They should trade him before they go out west. I think that would be the smart move.
Yeah, I mean, they probably maybe they trade him tomorrow. I mean, hey, they play in Philly.
I can see them trading him after the game.
Yeah, have him play the game tomorrow.
They shouldn't
even
let
let
him
trade him like Sunday or something.
It's such a weird situation that they let him come out now and they don't trade him. They have to trade him. Like they should honestly have traded him. He should get traded by the end of the weekend. I get it. Maybe you don't want to,
I'm going to target Wednesday, Thursday next week.
You don't have, maybe obviously you got to take some time to get a deal in place and get someplace where he wants to get traded, but that's got to happen right. They should be on the phones right now trying to trade him.
Yeah.
They
I
should have
think.
got the list of teams he wants to go to and then work on that.
Yeah. Did you put your final goal pick in?
Yeah.
All right.
Zibanejad.
Oh yeah. All right. I think he gets traded Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay. So you think he makes it to LA or
I
California?
guess. I could see a world where they just deal him tomorrow, have him play one more game and then deal him. Or is it one of them before the game trades?
He gets pulled in warm-ups and they trade him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make sense.
Who knows? Anyway, any closing thoughts?
I don't know. I got nothing.
All right. Yeah, we put a lot out there. Hour 15. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I don't want to call it a new era of Rangers hockey. I would say it's end of an era.
I'll say that. I guess if you want, like, closing thought is
End of an era. Not a new era yet.
The Lundqvist era ended, and then it was like a little bit of like a break, and then I would say this is the Panarin era, and it's officially coming to an end. I'd say that you'd say this was his team, right?
Yeah, he was the face of it.
I mean,
he was
he
the most talented player.
Fox and Kreider, but Kreider was never like the face of the team.
No, it was Panarin.
He was like the most popular.
And Panarin was the huge contract addition that was hopefully supposed to help them.
He was the guy, the best player on the team, and it's the end of the second era. Like this was the start of a new era, and then since the Lundqvist era, now it's over, and we'll see. There's probably gonna be a couple years too where it's really not that face, and we'll see.
There's gonna be some rough years here. These next 2 years are gonna be rough.
Buckle up.
Hope not. I mean, I'd love for them to go out there next season and surprise us all.
What if we just win the cup this year?
Yeah. Hey, you never know.
Brendan Hoffman, Conn Smythe winner.
I mean, look, there's been some teams that had their fair share of struggles go on and make the cup. I mean, the Florida Panthers are an example of that a couple of years ago. Where was that the Florida team? Yeah, it was, right? What? They were Panthers the year they made the cup in Las Vegas.
They got into like the last of the season.
And they were like near the trade deadline. They were awful.
They were bad. Yeah, they were bad.
But this team, like, come on. This team ain't making no Stanley Cup.
Get lucky, like I said at the end of
this. Now they'll win like 4 in a row.
No. Once they trade, the players still start winning.
Yeah, they'll start winning with a bunch of randoms.
I can mark it down right now. If you're a betting person, that the game after Panarin gets traded, they will win.
Well, you know what's funny is I looked this up earlier today. The game after the first letter, they won. They sent it on February 8th. The next day, they beat the Flames 4-3. So does that mean the win's coming tomorrow?
Flyers money line, bank account going on it.
They're winning.
Or Rangers money line against the Flyers.
Yeah, because they're 1-0 after the first letter.
They're 1-0. They haven't won a winter. They haven't lost an outdoor game. They haven't lost a game after a.
That's what I'm saying. Just rip the roof off of MSG and call it a day. That's the rebuild. Anyway, that'll do it. We'll be back as this season rolls on. I feel like the craziness of the season is just getting started with all of these trades coming up and whatever the heck this roster. I'm actually curious how bad it gets. And we said that off air to Soap. I'm very curious how bad this really gets the rest of the way. So, talk to you guys soon.